Hey there, how's it going? This is Seth from retipster.com, and I'm making this video as sort of a follow-up to an earlier video I made about this website here called Mashvisor. So Mashvisor, long story short, if you want to go check out the original video, it's actually really in-depth and comprehensive, so check that out if you have a few minutes. But the premise behind Mashvisor is to give you sort of like a one-stop shop where you can take a look at all of the currently listed properties on the market, whether you're looking for a traditional rental property or a short-term rental property like something to put on Airbnb, and you're trying to find all the best opportunities in one place without wasting a whole lot of time looking at hundreds of listings. The way it does that is it basically just pulls in all of the listings in whatever market you're looking in, and you can look at them right over here, and depending on whether you're looking for an Airbnb or a traditional property, it will just highlight what the numbers look like from an investment standpoint. So very quickly you can see what the cash on cash return is, both with the Airbnb and the traditional scenario, and the cap rate with both scenarios as well. And you can sort them based on which ones have the highest cash on cash return or the highest cap rate. So you can just very quickly cut to the chase and see the opportunities that you really ought to be paying attention to, rather than wasting your time going through every single listing in your market one by one, trying to find the one that actually makes sense. Mashvisor will just point that out for you very quickly. And again, there's all kinds of stuff that goes into this. There's all kinds of stuff happening behind the scenes to show you these numbers. Again, check out the original video I did, which explains that a little bit more. But the thing I wanted to point out in this particular video is something called the Property Finder tool. And the reason I didn't talk a whole lot about this in the original video is because at the time when I was going through the system, back when I originally did that review, this tool had not been developed that far yet. And since that time, they've actually done a lot of work on it, and I think it's a lot more useful than it was back when I first looked at it. So I wanted to just quick dive in and show you how this works and how it could, again, help save you a ton of time as you're trying to find the best deals in whatever market you're looking in. So just to kind of give you a quick overview of how this works, first of all, if you just want a quick tutorial on what you're supposed to do and what this tool is all about, this shows you a lot of that stuff right here if you just want to spend a few seconds reading through it. But I'll just show you quickly how this works. Let's say I want to explore in my own hometown of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and find out where all the best publicly listed deals are on the MLS. So I'll just go ahead and type in that city right here. And then I'm not looking at Chicago in this case, so I'll just go ahead and get rid of that. And then one thing you can do is set the radius for how far away from the city Grand Rapids I want to look. So 250 miles, that's a huge radius. That's like the size of the entire state of Michigan, basically. So I'm going to bring that down a little bit to, let's say I'll go up to, I don't know, 50 miles outside of the Grand Rapids metro area. And then for the budget, again, that's a very wide range. So I'm going to narrow this down to like a couple $100,000. That's the price range of the properties that I would be looking for in this particular market. And then rental strategy, I'm going to look for traditional rentals. But, you know, obviously if I was in a city that was more of a destination or a travel city, like, I don't know, Washington, D.C. or Chicago or Sacramento or something like that, I might be looking for Airbnbs there. But again, I'm just going to do traditionals here. So it's going to get rid of all the Airbnb properties. And then for type of property, I guess for this example, I'll look for single family residentials. And for bedrooms, I'm going to say it needs to have at least 2 bedrooms. And it needs to have at least 1 bathroom. Hopefully that's not asking too much. And as you can see right here, it just shows me all the properties that I can look at. And the cool thing about how this works is I can just very quickly start glancing through these things. I can take a look at what the cash on cash return numbers look like. If you've ever analyzed a rental property for a potential investment, you know that that's a really, really important number. Basically, it's just a measure of how hard your cash is working for you. As you go through this list here, if you see a property that looks good, either because of its location or because of the cash on cash return or because of the price or whatever about that listing looks good at first glance, you can go ahead and click this check mark and it will say, okay, this has been added to your saved properties. If you see one that doesn't look good, maybe you're wondering, okay, why is it showing me this? I don't care. I don't want this property. Whatever your reason is, just go ahead and click the X. and it will take it off your list. And eventually, in time, it will start to learn what kinds of properties you are interested in and what kinds of properties you are not interested in. And as it implies up here, when it saves it to your list of saved properties, you can sort of keep tabs on that and follow up and make offers on those properties if you want to. Keeping in mind, you don't have to offer what these list prices are. You can make whatever kind of offer you want. And obviously, the lower your offer goes, the higher this cash-on-cash number is going to get. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. These numbers it's showing you are all based on like the publicly available data, but there's a lot of assumptions that it's making when it does that, and you can go ahead and change those numbers up if the specifics of your deal change, like for example, your offer price and your purchase price. So let's say for whatever reason we find a property here that looks good and we want to take a closer look at it. So I'm going to go over here to this one, the one that I checked here, and just go ahead and click it. What it's going to do is it will open up this analysis area where you can take a look at all the numbers and all the assumptions that go into telling you that there's going to be a cash-on-cash return of 12.34% under the traditional scenario. Wouldn't it be helpful to know what's going on there? Well, you can do that right here. All you got to do is go up here and just follow the numbers all the way down. You can see all the assumptions it's making, which I've actually found to be surprisingly accurate with the properties that I've tested this out with. But if you do see a number that's like, no, sorry, that's way, way off, which, by the way, I think you should always be cross-checking this stuff. Whether you find it to be accurate or not, you always want to make sure the inputs you're using are accurate, because that has everything to do with the outcome of that calculation. So let's say we're looking at this one and it's like, no, I'm pretty sure it's not going to make that much on a monthly basis for rent. All you'd have to do is edit that up. Let's say, I don't know, $1,200, and then it's going to change all these numbers. Then the occupancy rate, this is telling us that there's an occupancy rate of 95%. I actually know that to be pretty accurate in Grand Rapids right now, but again, if we wanted to change that up, we could do that too. We could make this be whatever we want it to be. Let's suppose the market was significantly worse at this point, or we just want to plan for that potential in the future. We could see what it would look like in that scenario. And then everything else is going to change based on that change we just made. We can make any changes we want to in this section. Then we can also check out the valuation analysis and just get an idea for, okay, what comps is it using to come up with these assumptions that it has in place under the traditional listings? And it will show us some of the other comparables out there. Now, an important thing to note on this particular example, there's only one, which is not a whole lot to go off of. So it would basically just tell me, okay, you're probably going to want to find some other sources of data, maybe call a local property management company. Just make sure that these numbers here are actually accurate based on their knowledge of the market, because they're in there working in that area every single day. So that's the nice thing about MashVisor, is that it actually has transparency and tells you where these numbers are coming from. You don't have to just blindly believe whatever it is they're telling you. And then also you can toggle this thing on or off, whether you're looking at a cash purchase or a mortgage situation. You can put in whatever your numbers would look like in that case, and you can see the projected and the annual calculations for the property's performance based on the numbers you have up there. You can also check out this Insights tab, which is moderately helpful. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how the Property Finder works. It's very similar to the normal functionality once you get to this section, but I think the benefit of the Property Finder tool is that it just gives you another way to look at properties in a way that will save you a lot of time and help you ignore all the fluff out there and just pay attention to the things that actually are projected to perform well based on the filtering criteria you put in here. So if you want to check it out and give it a shot through the REtipster affiliate link, you can do that by visiting retipster.com/MashVisor. And that's going to take you to a checkout page that looks something like this, where you'll notice there's automatically a promo code entered in there, RETIP25, which is going to save you 25%, whether that's quarterly or annual. So if this service is anything you want to investigate further, obviously, why not get a discount and help support retipster.com along the way? If you do decide to sign up, thank you so much for your support. Appreciate it very much. And if not, I hope you found this video enlightening and interesting anyway. And if you're using any tools like this out there, I actually don't know of anything else quite like MashVisor. But if you do, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know what you're using and how it's working out for you. Thanks here for watching. If you found this helpful, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And if you got any value out of this at all, be sure to hit that like button and let me know. Thanks again, and I wish you all the best as you're searching for your next deal.